You know your sun sign, right? Of course you do. But what if I told you there's a much deeper, more detailed layer to astrology? Well, today we're diving into the very heart of the Vedic system, a kind of cosmic clock with 27 markers called nakshatras. So, most of us are used to thinking about astrology through those 12 sun signs, and they're great for describing personality. But Vedic astrology, it's playing a whole different ballgame. It uses this incredibly detailed map of 27 nakshatras, or lunar mansions. And these aren't just about who you are. Nope, they're about mapping the entire journey of your mind. It's way more practical, really, because it's all focused on our inner world. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to break down what these nakshatras actually are and see how the lunar zodiac gets mapped out. Then we'll dig into the three big cosmic cycles that run the whole show. And, of course, we'll look at how this stuff applies directly to your life. Oh, and you're going to want to stick around for the end because we'll finish with a connection that is truly mind-bending. Okay, let's get right into it. First up, we need to make that big shift in thinking. We're going beyond the familiar 12 signs to really understand the power of the lunar zodiac. So you're probably asking, what on earth are these 27 lunar mansions anyway? I mean, why are they such a big deal in this system, maybe even more important than the sun signs we all know and love? Okay, here's the absolute key. It's all about the moon. Nakshatras are based on the path of the moon. And in Vedic thought, the moon is the mind. It's our consciousness, our emotions, all that inner stuff. So by tracking the moon through these 27 very specific sections of the sky, you can get a super detailed, really practical understanding of our inner workings, way more than you can get from just the sun's position. All right, so we get why the moon is the star of the show here. Now let's actually see how this whole system is built. Next up, we're mapping the lunar zodiac to understand the basic building blocks of Vedic astrology. So you take that big 360-degree circle of the zodiac in the sky, and you just slice it into 27 equal pieces. That number, 27, is everything. It's the foundation of the whole system. And each one of those slices, that's a nakshatra. A great way to think of it is like a lunar mansion. It's a little home in the sky where the moon hangs out for about one day. And if you want to get technical about it, each one covers a precise arc of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. And these aren't just numbers, they have names. For instance, the whole journey kicks off with a nakshatra called Ashwini. That's followed by Bharani and then Kritika, and it goes on like that for all 27. And each one has its own unique vibe, its own deity, and its own story. But here's where it gets really elegant. These 27 nakshatras are not just some random list, oh no. They're organized into this beautiful, profound structure. Which brings us to our next part, the three cosmic cycles. So, you take all 27 nakshatras and you group them into 3 sets of 9. Think of it like 3 acts in a grand play. The first set is all about creation, birth, new beginnings. The second set, that's about keeping things going, maintenance, preserving what you've built. And that final set is all about letting go, transformation, and getting ready for the next cycle. It's literally the rhythm of life itself, birth, life, and death. And check out how perfectly this is designed. There are 9 planets used in Vedic astrology, right? Well, each of those planets rules exactly 3 nakshatras. And get this, it rules 1 in the creation cycle, 1 in the preservation cycle, and 1 in the dissolution cycle. So every single planet gets to express its energy across every phase of existence. It's beautiful. And you think that's detailed? We can zoom in even further. Each one of those 27 nakshatras is broken down again into 4 little steps called padas. And these 4 steps line up perfectly with the 4 main goals of human life. You have dharma, which is your duty and purpose, artha for wealth and security, kama for desire and relationships, and finally moksha for spiritual liberation. So the exact spot your moon was in when you were born points to a major theme for your life. Okay, so this is all fascinating stuff, right? But how does this ancient, intricate map actually apply to us today? Well, that's what we're covering right now, nakshatras in your life. This is one of the biggest and most powerful applications. That one nakshatra your moon was in at the very moment you were born, it kicks off this whole timeline for your life called the Vimshodari Dasha.
It's basically a personalized map of planetary periods that shows you which planet's energy is going to be front and center at different times, outlining the major phases and themes you'll go through from birth till the end.
But it's not just about the big picture of your life. You can use this on a daily basis too. There's a system called Terabala, or star strength. All you do is count from your own birth nakshatra to wherever the moon is today to get a feel for the day's energy. For example, the second star from yours is Sampat, which is great for wealth. But the third one, Vipat, signals potential danger, so maybe not the best day to start something new. The ninth, Atimitra, means great friend and is awesome for social stuff. Here's a really interesting little debate within the tradition. It's pretty common to name a child based on their birth nakshatra, but some classical texts actually argue against it. The reasoning is, what if the moon is in a tough spot in the birth chart? You don't want to anchor the kid's identity to that weaker energy. Instead, they suggest naming the child after the strongest planet in their chart to really empower that positive energy throughout their life. Kind of cool, right?
Okay, for our last section, we are pulling the camera way, way back. We're going from personal application to a truly cosmic scale. Let's talk about how this all connects, from stars to black holes.
Okay, I really want you to let this next part sink in because it's absolutely wild. The nakshatra known as Mula, which sits at the very beginning of that third cosmic cycle of dissolution, aligns directly with the astronomical location of the galactic center, the supermassive black hole at the very heart of our Milky Way galaxy.
And the symbolism isn't just close, it's astonishingly precise. The name Mula itself means the root or the origin. In Hindu mythology, this point in the sky is known as Vishnu's navel, the very spot from which creation springs forth. The deity of Mula is the goddess Kali, a fierce power that represents time, transformation, and the force that consumes and absorbs everything. I mean, does that sound like anything we know about? It is a perfect metaphor for a black hole.
So, all this leaves us with a pretty profound question. From the intricate cycles that seem to govern our inner lives, all the way up to the startling alignment with the galactic core, are these ancient star maps simply myth and metaphor? Or could they be a forgotten symbolic language describing the deep, resonant rhythms that connect life, the mind, and the cosmos itself?